Yes, Air Vice Marshal Srivastava, I believe, has also joined us now. Air Vice Marshal PK Srivastava, who of course has been awarded the Vishish Sena Medal through his tenure for the Indian Air Force. Air Vice Marshal Srivastava, now as far as your, your sense is concerned, there were many theories which were floated immediately after this crash, looking at the videos, that this is what could have happened, this is what possibly could have happened. New theories now have suddenly come in from international aviation experts as well in the last 24 hours. But by when do you believe, Air Vice Marshal Srivastava, would we get an authentic conclusion? Would it be at the end of this 3-month period that has been given for the probe committee? Could it happen earlier? Could it happen within a week itself, once the black box is scrutinized? Air Vice Marshal Srivastava, what's your sense?
I think there's some cross.
Yes, we'll just try and, if our producers can just please mute the others. Please go ahead, sir.
So thanks a lot, Uday. It's good to be being on your panel, and you give time to say whatever one wants to say. It's not one of those hurried kind of things where you put in your bites. Basically,
yes.
in this
case,
case,
thank you for that. Please go ahead.
We have gone through a lot of visuals. There are a lot of things available on YouTube, and channels have also discussed threadbare. So as far as the investigation is concerned, we have been in investigations, in aircraft accident investigations. So nothing is ruled out. We put everything on table and then go through the FDR, DFDR, what we call in this case, and CVR with open mind as to any kind of thing can happen. And somebody mentioned about the sabotage. You also mentioned about the sabotage angle. That also is examined. But the way aircraft has taken off in those 54 seconds, we are lucky to have some kind of video recording which has been played so many times on channels, and people have played on their own. So it appears to be a very straight and level, a good takeoff. At that point of rotation, when the aircraft reached the VR speed, the aircraft has pitched up and started going. What baffled thereafter was not retraction of the undercarriage. The undercarriage, after liftoff, you have, when you taken off, after 5-10 seconds, the undercarriage should go in. That didn't go off. And thereafter, there is no, you can't make out by engine noise or something whether the engine was running or not running. The hypothesis that both engines ceased, that is a really mathematical impossibility that both of them cease at the same time. And the things that the birds will get in, these engines are, this is GNX 1B engine, which is very sturdy engine, and it goes through the chicken test where dead chicken is pushed through. A bird like that, small birds will be there at this height, if at all they are there, because normally when the clear takeoff is given, ATC would have surveyed the area and the flight path, and normally they will take measures which are there on the airfield to shoo these birds off, or they will alert the pilot. So bird hit, again, is a kind of very improbable thing. If it comes out, I'll be rather surprised. So if the bird is not there, what happened to the engines? That is what they like to find out. Now there are lift devices, like we talked about the flaps being at 5 degrees, 10 degrees, or 15 degrees. In this case, the kind of runway which was there, it was a very long runway, 3.5 kilometers. So probably the flaps would be at 5 degrees. That's what one supposed for this kind of aircraft. And this aircraft is fly-by-wire. And it also has a FEDEC, which is full authority digital engine control system available. For loading also, it has an electronic load sheet. So this engine, this aircraft is, it tries to take away the load of pilot in many ways by providing computerized systems. And it also has a flight system management. So in these kinds of availability, this aircraft was considered almost non-crashable, but it has crashed. Engines were supposed to be very, very good engines, which have never failed, and both engines failing. So the two theories you are doing round is, one is that somehow the engines flamed out at the same time, and then there are a lot of things coming out. And secondly, that probably instead of gearing up, there are two pilots. The one pilot who's flying the aircraft, it can be a co-pilot or captain. The other pilot is non-pilot, non-flying. So when he said gear up, probably he put the flaps up, but that is a real improbability because the flaps are in different position. Gear up is right in front of the panel, So doing that kind of mistake and goes into your kind of discipline which is there in flying, the rigid discipline which is there.
Yes.
It is almost impossible for a trained pilot like that to do that kind of mistake.
Yeah.
So that's also mathematically training wise.
These are all theories. These are all theories. You're right. There are many theories which will all be on the table during this probe. Very quickly, if you can complete your point, and then I want to get in Captain Randhawa. Yes.
I'll just complete.
Okay.
Coming to the timeline, 3 months is a good timeline. And if we find DFDR and we see any of these things happening, which I mentioned to you, where it is very obvious, then the things will be out within no time, because that would take, let's say, a fortnight or a month, because here the stakes are there. The strong stakes are there of the Boeing company, the stakes of Tata Airlines. All major stakeholders would like, if there is anything of that type, that will come out very, very fast. But
No,
if there is
you're right. The world